going on? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is another edition of our weekly retro Sunday Night Heat review show. I'm your host. I'm Korey Smith. I'm hanging out in the Diamond Studio in its wonderful pristineness right now. It's just a couple days after Christmas, as of this upload at least. You know, I'm still celebrating, or at least La Parca is up there. He's still celebrating with his Santa hat. But like I said, I'm Korey Smith. I'm with my co-host, Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How's everybody out there doing, and how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Like I said, the Diamond Studio, hanging out here. Christmas is done, but we are going to look back at Sunday Night Heat from December 27th. Yes, 27th. That's today of this upload.
Come on, today's date. Just, come on.
Or like when this show was uploaded. 1998. Each week, and if you don't know, each week you and I, well, of course you know, Jose. Each week, me and Jose, we review Sunday Night Heat, and sometimes, hey, the pay-per-views along the way, because I feel like I would leave you hanging if we just reviewed the Sunday Night Heat before the pay-per-view.
And we wouldn't know what the hell is going on.
Yes, exactly, right? So check us out. If you like what you hear today, subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. Click the button below, click the ding, the dong, and a thumbs up, because, like I said, it lets more people know about us, and the bigger of a show we become, the better we become, and the more in-depth coverage we can provide to you, the fan, at home. So... And if you're watching this, like the second it's uploaded, because I'm sure you are, I'm sure you're a diehard City Wrestling Radio fan. Later today, the City Wrestling Radio Awards, the third annual City Wrestling Radio Awards, premiering today, 5 p.m. That's December 27th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. Be there or be squared, because we got a lot of guests. We got surprise presenters, surprise winners. Surprise wardrobes, you know what I mean? Even maybe a set redesign. I don't know. Anything could happen at the City Wrestling Radio, the third annual City Wrestling Radio Awards.
Sounds exciting. I will be there.
You will be there. I'm counting on
right.
it, because I already sent you a check to host. To co-host.
I'm working the event. Forgot.
Yeah, you get.
Sounds exciting though. I would love to spectate.
You stay away from the buffet for the guest. You know, you're working the show.
Yeah.
Anyways, check this out. Check that out. And if you're watching later, hey, go check it out later after this. See the best of 2020 in wrestling, as crazy as the fucking year as it was.
And that's a big reason why we won't have a worst of, because isn't 2020 just the worst of altogether?
Just 20. Yeah, we just get on there where it's like 2020.
Just 2020.
We actually never talked about not doing a worst of, but I wanted to talk to you about. So I guess that about solves it right there.
Well, I mean, here's the worst of. The Thunderdome,
no fans.
Whatever the heck Impact is doing.
Oh wow!
I mean, their atmosphere. That. What else is horrible? WrestleMania not feeling like WrestleMania. That's
sexual
horrible.
Harassment in wrestling is pretty bad.
So, oh my god, it exploded this year.
Yeah.
All of our deaths, the people that we lost this year. Yeah. It's been a downer.
Yeah, so I think like when you look at wrestling this year, you can't just be like, oh, the worst ever. Remember that Hurricane Rana that so and so did? Oh god, that sucked. Like no, that pretty much was the worst of 2020. Yeah. So we're wrapping up 2020, and we're looking back at 1998, and they are wrapping up 1998. So
sure. They do it with a bang.
Sunday Night Heat. December 27th, 1998. What did you think of this show overall?
Again, just like last week's show, this is pretty good. I gotta say, it's moving storylines forward. We're getting introduced to new small units. And
hey, what do you say about a small unit?
Well, that's what these ladies would say about you.
Oh, yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Because they're pretty mean sisters.
Yes, PMS.
But yeah, acolytes, where do their allegiance lie? It's jam packed with questions and answers.
Yeah. So we kick off like I said, it was a fun show. I think a lot of good, funny moments. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed myself this episode. I laughed a lot. More than like last week. Last week had some good wrestling. This week I just thoroughly enjoyed the storylines.
Just the entertainment value was there.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks in a row, wow, these guys are going out with a bang. I mean,
yeah,
it looks like their Raws have been really nice.
So, and they're going to get the debut of SmackDown in a few months. So, we kick it off. Kevin Kelly and Shane McMahon, or Shane Watch. He's on commentary again.
Talk about Debbie Downers.
Yeah, I hate Shane. He's calming himself down a little bit. He doesn't just be like, "Oh yeah, oh you go girl." He's
still there. Hey Pops, it's Pops, it's the boss. Pops, how you doing, Pops? Are you here, Pops? Hey Pops.
So speaking of Pops, Mr. McMahon, he comes out, he cuts an in-ring promo, and he welcomes everybody. Kane, because Kane, a couple weeks ago he was sent to the sanitarium or the sanatorium. What was it? Not sanitarium. That sounds
no, they do in insane asylum. I forgot what they call it.
But Vince keeps calling it like a sanitarium.
Yeah.
Right? He's now the questionable corporate enforcer, and I love how Shane goes, "Oh yeah, give it up for Corporate Kane." If only they knew what Corporate Kane really would be later in his career.
Oh my God.
So last week, I guess on Monday Night Raw, Kane made his return after being in the insane asylum, taking out DX. He hasn't really pledged his allegiance to the corporation or Vince yet, but
yeah, it's more of I don't want to see those what are they called, probes,
shock therapy
strobes. Yeah, he doesn't want any of that mess.
Yeah. So Vince says, no matter who Kane thinks he is, Kane has always been a menace to society.
Ouch.
Totally antisocial, has no values, no morals, no social redeeming qualities whatsoever. As a matter of fact, when Kane was away, he was tested quite extensively, and after seeing those tests, that Kane is definitely a certifiable lunatic and a certified idiot.
You're almost Michael Myers.
And I love Shane. You hear Shane on commentary. He goes, "Oh yeah, certifiable."
It's true. It's true. It's certifiable.
Like, no question.
Thanks for filling us in, Pops.
He says Kane was a little different growing up. Some would say he's a sympathetic character. Feel sympathy for him, guys. We're being bad to him. Okay? Remember, he helped Stone Cold a couple weeks ago. As the youngest in his family, he was burned severely. He says, if I could rip off that mask, you'd see a grotesque, gargoyle-like Frankenstein face you've ever seen. Everyone has their problems. We all know that life's a bitch. He goes, you have always been genetically altered, a mentally deficient freak, but it's okay because now you're my freak. But the day you defy me, I'll send you back to that hellhole of a sanitarium until you die. So Vince has got something over Kane. So Vince also makes a match for later in the night. X-Pac versus Kane. This is a retribution for what X-Pac did to Shane McMahon on Monday Night Raw, giving him the Bronco Buster. And if you don't know that X-Pac gave Shane the Bronco Buster, they will pound it into your head by the night's done.
Kind of ironic that you chose that wording, but okay.
Yes, it is. So and then he goes, Vince says, Kane, for my amusement and the amusement of everybody else, I want to hear you speak.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to hear you say, thank you, Mr. And I knew this was going to happen because the second Kane got into the ring earlier, I saw the voice box.
Yeah.
So Kane uses the voice. Thank you, Mr. McMahon.
Is it the debut of the speaker box?
I believe so.
Look, huge for Heat. What?
Yeah.
That's a Monday Night bit.
My favorite moment is when Kane turns on the corporation and he joins DX, or not joins DX, but like he's like their friend.
Sides with, yeah.
And he's like, sock it. So then Vince wants Kane to repeat himself.
Oh, I hope that happens on Heat.
Yes, because he wants Kane to speak up louder. But Kane just kind of does a little bit. And Vince is like, yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here. Then we have Kevin Kelly and Shane running down the show tonight. So tonight we have X-Pac versus Kane. Terry Reynolds and Jacqueline break their silence. And Bossman and Shamrock are in action. Against who? We don't know. You'll find out. The number one contenders. Who are they? We don't know. So then backstage, we have the Stooges backstage with Mr. McMahon and Kane. Briscoe, he says, "Oh, Mr. McMahon, let me get you a cup of holiday cheer. Let me get you some coffee." That's when...
Wouldn't it be eggnog?
Yes, but...
It should have been eggnog.
Vince drinking egg... Do you envision Vince drinking eggnog?
Would you like a little bit of rum on that, Mr.
Like, the
McMahon?
only time I see Vince drinking eggnog is, like, secretly in the middle of the night, where he just, like, chugs the whole thing, and he just looks himself in the mirror with it, like, running down his face, and he's like, "Look at yourself, you're sick."
You filthy, filthy scum.
And he's just, like, pouring it all over himself. "Ah, you sick bastard." Mr. McMahon stops Briscoe from getting the coffee and instructs Kane to get it for him. And then Kane obliges. So Kane's like, "Oh, damn it. Got to start on an intern." He's an intern. He's the corporate intern right now.
Get a little sweetener on there.
Then we have...
He likes it hot, too.
We'll get there.
Don't spill it like you do. Oh, no, that's later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have Mosh versus Golga.
What?
Mosh versus Golga in a match.
Dude, will the oddities ever stop? Because I feel like they've been beefing this whole time we've been reviewing Heat.
Oh, they've been a main staple of Heat. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the guys you go to. You come to Heat to watch Golga and the Thrashers.
I wish they would have utilized Luna better. Of the famous Vachon family.
She was the better woman wrestler that they had at the time.
Probably one of the... Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, Jacqueline was good.
Yeah, she was good.
But Terry...
No,
Sable.
she was, I can't...
They have the four women, right? They had... Who else did they have in the women?
Then they had jobber chicks that came in every once in a while.
They had Sable. Oh, yeah. Molly Holly wrestled one time. But
That's
she
right.
was really good.
Yeah. Then she went signed with...
They only have four women. And they have the Godfather's ladies of the nights.
Yeah, and Deborah would come in and she wouldn't really wrestle. She'd do that, Oh, look at my...
I love it. I'm really starting to love... I'll get to Deborah, but I'm really starting to love her. Let's see. Golga, he's tripped up by Thrasher at one point. George Animal Steel then appears with sunglasses on, and then he goes after Mosh.
He's really hiding his identity. Sunglasses.
But I didn't see him. He didn't come down with the oddities, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So the oddities come out and they're having their match, and then all of a sudden you just see George Animal Steel ringside. I'm like, where did he come from? Was he in the bathroom? And then they were like, "We're going." He's like, "Go meet you out there." I don't know how he spoke.
It wouldn't let him in the building unless he bought a ticket.
So he eventually got in though. So Mosh gets the DQ win over Golga.
Why? What did George Animal Steel do?
Well, he went after Mosh.
I know, but he hit him with an object they couldn't describe. So they went back into wrestling on Atari.
That's right. It's that damn foreign object. Yeah, it looked like a giant. What do you mean? It looked like a pen, like a giant piece of chalk that was like.
I thought it was like a thick nail file.
He's like, ugh, and he held it against his throat.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know, as like an old wrestling trope, just the foreign object.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? That works when it's a stadium or when it's a house show and there's no cameras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when the camera's right there, you're like, that's a giant piece of chalk. Or
yeah, exactly.
Or a tiny...
Someone find me a spork.
Yeah. Then we have the recap of Monday Night Raw. Mark Henry being a terrible friend and ditching his friend D'Lo for sexy time with Jacqueline and Terry.
Right.
Once Henry, though, he completely trusts Jacqueline and Terry. This is literally after they're licking whipped cream off his chest.
Mm-hmm.
They start whipping him.
Some people like that.
It's called flogging, right?
Yes.
I believe so, yes. He was getting whipped, and then eventually he walked out onto the stage
crying.
In just his underwear. Yeah. Yeah, just come on.
Handcuffs undone, so they were nice enough. They,
but
they heard the safe word and let him go.
Whatever. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't know. There was no consent. That's all I'm going to say. Mark Henry did not consent to being...
we don't know that.
Dominated like that.
We don't know that.
Well, no means no. And once they say no,
That's why safe words are there, because sometimes no really means yes. That's why the safe word is the real nope, this is where we really cut it off.
I think the trick with the safe word is it has to be a new one every time. Like, that's what I think personally, because like if it's just banana, then you're going to get used to saying banana instead of no. You know,
all the time. Yeah. That replaces the word no. That what it intentionally is made for. Yeah, correct. You are correct.
So it's got to be like, but then you got to like remember it. You can be like, oh, what's the word? Sexy time. That's the face I'm making. I'm like joining the Dark Order. I'm like, okay. So then Michael Cole's in the ring and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome Terry Reynolds and Jacqueline, who are collectively known as PMS. Like, God damn, it's Michael Cole writing, man. I fucking hate it. It's like, to this day, that writing right there is just rampant in WWE in 2020, you know? He goes, Michael Cole asks, he goes, what does PMS stand for, Jacqueline? She goes, it's what you're looking at. Pretty Mean Sisters. She like held that R. I don't know why.
It's because she didn't want to fall victim to bubonics and getting stranglehold by it. You know what I mean?
She
didn't want to say sisters and be with the A. You know what I mean?
Why? That'd be better. I like that.
Yeah, but you have, this white girl with you, and you don't want her to start walking around appropriately. So maybe, Jacqueline was ahead of her time.
Terry then says, she goes, there's a lot of big men with even bigger egos in the WWF.
Bigger.
And they've disrespected us. Yeah. She goes, they've disrespected us, and they need some sisters to put them in their place. And when we get real close, and Terry starts like unzipping Michael Cole's pants, and he's like, okay, all right, this is where we're going. All right, cool. And then Jacqueline just helps out. No, so what I think was to happen is that they're gonna pull down his pants and they were gonna like kind of expose his like boxers.
Yeah,
but he wore a shirt that he wore like a medium long. You know what I mean? Like shirts that are made for like really tall people.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
Like he wore,
he went into
his
all
shirt
week knowing
went down to his like knees because Jacqueline pulls down his pants from behind and he gets all freaked out. He's like, "What's going on?" And Jacqueline like kind of like stumbles and she's like, like something else is supposed to happen, and then she just knees him and then knocks him down.
I'm telling you, he was dreading that the whole week. All week when they wrote that, he was like, "No, I'm gonna be on TV with my pants down. What am I gonna do?" His wife was
he
like,
fully realized where he
just wear this long shirt. You'll be fine. Target.
Terry then says, "When we are close, we strike, and that's when you know we're pretty mean sisters."
Didn't they just expose their whole modus operandi in that one promo? Like they exposed what they're going to do for the rest of their time as PMS.
Yeah, she goes backstage. She's like,
every time.
She's like, "Hello, boys," and they're like, "No, thank you." Really? Like, we just like want to have sexy time, and they're like, "No, we saw what you're going to do. You're going to turn your back on us." Jacqueline, damn it! Why did we do that? She's like, "I don't know."
Michael Cole asked us the question, so we answered.
And then they find Sean Stasiak, and they're like, "This guy will fall for it."
And he does.
Then Kevin Kelly says, "PMS only usually comes once a month, but now they're here to stay." Sorry, that was a Jim Cornette voice, but that felt like a Jim Cornette line, so I had to use Jim Cornette voice.
Well, dude, luckily your crowd is, young men 18 to 39, 49, or whatever.
I still can't forget when fucking Val Venus tells Kevin Kelly he had a vasectomy, and Kevin Kelly's like, "All right."
What a great idea. You're a genius.
Yeah. And then we have, I think, one of my favorite moments of the night. So the Stooges are backstage with Kane.
Yeah.
And Briscoe's like, "Kane, you did a real great job getting that coffee for Mr. McMahon. But he likes those big 16-ounce cups. You better remember that for next time."
And don't spill it this time.
Or then Briscoe, or not Briscoe, but Patterson's like, "Oh, yeah, don't spill it next time either, because, you don't want to do that."
Well, by the way, why don't you go get me one?
Yeah, Briscoe then asks Kane to get some coffee for him and Patterson. And Kane turns around violently to confront them. And Briscoe's like, "Hey, we were just joking. We'll get it ourselves. We're just joking. By the way, do you want a cup of coffee, Kane?" Dude, Briscoe and Patterson are fucking gold.
Yeah.
They're great. Like
not, without wanting to.
yeah, like
because that was not meant to be comedic at all. That was an oops moment.
I honestly like I'm enjoying watching them more than like The Rock and Triple H on the mic at this time. You know what I mean?
It was because we already been there, done that,
Yeah.
marked out to that already. Let's mark out to something new.
Let's mark out to the new tag team of Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart.
I'm down.
Versus an actual team that I found out they have a tag team name. Val Venus and the Godfather. Would you care to guess what their tag team name is?
Pimpin' his penis.
No. You're close. Supply and Demand. Supply and the Demand. Yeah. It's a drug reference and also a business reference, you know? So this is the first match on Heat tonight. 20 minutes in, and mind you, I'm watching on the network, so it's probably about 25 minutes in on the USA Network at the time. Just saying.
Or 30. We could have been halfway through the show by now.
I thought that too, yeah. Tonight, instead of offering Jeff Jarrett or Owen, one of his lovely ladies of the night, the Godfather that is, he offers Deborah a job or to ride the Ho train.
Oh no, honey, it's time for me to talk my script.
Deborah is great though, because she just has that like that southern like, you know what, I don't like you type of vibe, and she plays it so well.
She's a Karen 100.
Yeah,
the hottest Karen you've seen.
Yeah, and you know, one day she can even make that like flip to just like maybe not Karen, but just like southern, like kind of ditzy, but at the same time, like really is smart and knows about you know what I mean?
Crafty.
Crafty, yeah. Val and Jeff Jarrett start this match. They go back and forth. Venus is eventually wishboned by the heels. I like how the pimp and the porn star are the faces in this. I don't like it. I'm saying that ironically. Eventually,
no, I'm thinking that Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart are the faces here.
Well, you would think that, but
no, that's how I feel.
The guy with his wife or girlfriend, and then the other guy who was just like they're just like fighting a pimp and a porn star, and they're the bad guys.
Yeah, well, at the beginning of the match, they totally gave us a recap of what they've been doing, and they've been doing the Killer Bees gimmick the whole time with the Blue Blazer.
Yeah, no. So they're going back and forth on who's the Blue Blazer. One time it was Jarrett under the mask. The other time it was Owen under the mask. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, they could have been the Blue Blazers. They could have just been the Blazers,
just like the Killer Bees. Yeah, the Blazers.
So match kind of breaks down. We have a side Russian leg sweep to Jeff Jarrett by Val Venus. That's when Deborah gets in the ring to distract Val.
Before you do that,
yeah,
we have a very judgmental Shane McMahon because they're running down what's going on, for their USA's Sunday night lineup, silk stockings and whatever. And they're doing, the copy, the script that they're given to promote shows. And Shane goes, "Who writes this stuff?"
Oh, he was
Meanwhile, we're watching a pimp and a porn star go up against these bad guys that switch masks every once in a while.
Yeah.
Who writes this stuff?
Well, he probably had a hand in that. So I think he was talking about La Femme Nikita at that one for that one of
those.
Yeah. Either silk stockings or La Femme Nikita.
Maybe Pacific Blue.
Did they still advertise Pacific Blue?
Pacific Blue was
first.
I don't remember.
It was Pacific
first.
Blue, then Silk Stockings, and then La Femme Nikita.
Okay, then it was Silk Stockings he was talking about.
And then I think Duckman was on after that.
Yeah. Duckman was underrated.
I used to watch Duckman as a kid. So.
Oh, wow. No wonder. Explains a lot.
It does, right?
Okay, so yeah.
So Deborah distracts Val Venus. And then Jarrett gets the skull crushing finale.
No. That's not what it's called.
What?
It's called the boner squash because Deborah comes in, gives the guy a boner, and Jarrett plants the guy on his.
Okay,
on his
I like
front.
that. I like that. He gives him the boner squash finale.
Yep. Or penis splash. The penis smash. You pick your poison.
The penis crushing finale.
There you go.
The pin and win Jeff Jarrett gets on Val Venus. This match was what it was. Everyone hit their spots, but I still think that this match was called in the ring. I don't think anyone had any idea what was going on while they were walking out. I think they were told they were going to have a match, and they never booked it, and they were like, well, fuck, what do we do? I don't know. Just go out there and have it. You know?
Yeah, because during the walkout, it looked like Godfather may have been pissed off at Val Venus, but that really didn't come to fruition. He moved his frustration towards the ramp.
Yeah. Well, Val
So
Venus
that was odd. Yeah, that was strange. Do you think that the logic is there for that finisher? What I was talking
the
about?
penis crush? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
yeah.
that's the thing, like, she's in there to get guys erect, and then he's there to squish it.
Direct. Or is it direct? Unrect? Re-rect?
Not re-rect.
It's not re-rect.
I think direct is right.
Direct, yeah. The director. There we go. Next up, we get a scene of the Acolytes lacing up their boots because we get told about the tag team title match later on.
Yeah, and Farouk is in a rush.
And
Like, he got somewhere to be.
yeah, because Shane Rand's like, wait, why are the Acolytes lacing up their boots? They're not the number one contenders. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who the number one contenders are, but they're not them.
It's not like my dad doesn't own the company, and I don't know who booked the show.
And then we get a really good. I really liked it. Commercial for just WWF at the time.
Yeah, the Santa Claus are stressed. Yeah,
and they're like, these kids, they want barbed wire bats and chairs, and then it cuts to Mankind in a Santa hat, which, you know, if you know anything about Mick Foley, you would know he's a giant Santa mark. Like, there's no.
I'm sure he even pitched that commercial.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "Have a nice day," and yeah, so it was cute. I liked it. You know,
yeah,
holiday season. Then we get the Slam of the Week, brought to you by Some Bullshit. Kane beating it down on DX. I don't know if you knew this or if they told you this earlier in the night, but Kane beat up on DX, and because, you know, Shane gave X-Pac gave Shane a Bronco Buster. So yeah, there you go. That happened. If you didn't know that, by them telling you at the beginning of the show, or now, or us reviewing it, there you go.
Oh, and they're not done reminding you either.
Next up, we have Shamrock and the Boss Man versus the number one contenders, the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Omega Boys.
So I really wish they would have given the Hardy Boys more offense in this match.
Oh yeah, especially how good they've been doing lately.
Yeah, Shamrock and Matt Hardy start things off. Shamrock takes the mat. Jeff gets the blind tag, hits the crossbody on Shamrock for a 2 count. That's like their only spot they get, their only home spot. Boss Man beats down on Jeff, and then the Acolytes run out. They start, or they're walking backstage. We have an ankle lock on Jeff, and Jeff just, I guess, passes out from pain.
Yeah,
from an ankle lock.
Yeah, and you get Shane all worried. What are you doing? Why don't you take out? The Acolytes are coming. They're coming.
Yeah. I thought the Hardys, they looked good for the 30 seconds they fucking had in this match. After the match, though, the Acolytes beat down on the Boss Man and Shamrock. So, you know, I don't know. They're not with the Ministry yet, so, and there's no Don Callis or the Jackal anymore because he's gone. The Jackal was there with his, like, 10 coke nails. Weeks ago. He was there weeks ago, and then he just disappeared. So
I wonder. I don't remember.
He probably began planning for Kenny Omega's title win that day.
A young lad, a 10-year-old Kenny Omega was.
I met this kid
junior high
at the God, where's he from? Manitoba,
Winnipeg.
Yeah, at the Winnipeg Blockbuster. He has some real grit to him, or guff.
Very athletic-looking kid. He won his weight division in Pee Wee wrestling.
Yeah. Then we get 1998, a year in retrospect. So, like we told you earlier, we had our City Wrestling Radio Awards celebrating the absolute best of 2020. And this is how WWE celebrated the very best of WWF in 1998. Remember all the great moments, Jose? Remember Austin beating Michaels for the title at WrestleMania?
Yeah, that was good.
Remember,
referee, yeah.
Remember Taker and Mankind inside Hell in a Cell?
Remember Taker and HBK?
Yeah, and then remember when DX did blackface?
Ouch! I can't believe they showed that. But 98 sensibility.
All of them? They all did blackface? Like,
We signed on like a couple months after that happened, right?
yeah.
Good.
Thank
I'm
God.
glad we missed that.
Because that would have derailed the show. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jose, I don't know if we could do this, man.
I quit.
Wow. Yeah, so that was the best of. They just showed a bunch of things that I felt like I was like, that all happened in '98.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
there's stuff that we thought it was like Attitude Era that dragged on for years, but no, it all happened in '98.
Well, you know what it was is when we were younger, time was slower, and now that we have more years to look back on, we're like, oh, that went by really fast. So, yeah, DX did blackface. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Kane.
Oh,
Vince,
it goes hand in hand with Triple H last week calling The Rock a monkey.
he called. He says, "Kick
monkey
your monkey
ass."
Call you monkey. Get your monkey ass down here.
Yeah.
And then all the racist things that like Triple H has been booked in WWE, dude. I'm sorry, but like that, it's true. Like I mentioned it last week, the Booker T match at WrestleMania. He did blackface. He said to The Rock, "Get your monkey ass down here." Like, what's the common denominator here?
It's something called the Lavask method.
Then we have Kane, Vince McMahon, and HBK walking backstage. And so I don't know what the fuck was going on behind the scenes or backstage that night, but for some reason, Vince all night has been wearing a button-up shirt and some slacks. No tie, no jacket. I think I found out what happened to his tie and jacket.
It was Monday Night Raw. Whatever happened there?
No, I don't know if you noticed, but Shawn Michaels was wearing a tie, a jacket, and no shirt.
You're right.
No shirt underneath with a pair of jeans. I wonder what this was or why he had to do it because he looked ridiculous. It wasn't like
lost his luggage.
Could be.
Or he forgot his shit at home, or he didn't know he was going to be on TV.
Well, just let him. I mean, I guess if he's got to be part of the corporation and you got to wear.
No, of course. They weren't going to let him walk in with his weightlifting pants because, in '98, that was the thing. Everybody had weightlifting pants. Everybody in the business. So we're talking about me.
You know you had some Zubas.
Oh, no. Here at Rex Kwando, we practice the buddy system. No more flying solo.
Exactly. So, next up, we have the WWF Rewind. So, if you didn't know, X-Pac gave Shane McMahon a Bronco Buster on Raw, and that's the WWF Rewind. Yeah.
Along with the reason why we get a Slam of the Week and the Refresher of the Week and the Reminder and the Recap. And
yeah. I always love when it's like the Boot of the Night, too, and it's like something that happened like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Then we have our, I believe, main event. Yeah, main event time. Yep. X-Pac with the DX versus Kane, with Vince and HBK at his ringside. So HBK, first off, kicks out DX from ringside.
Where did the extra slacks come from? If he didn't,
he didn't have slacks. He had.
That's what I'm saying.
He had pants. He had like jeans.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So he had jeans, no t-shirt, and a tie and a blazer. Like he looked like he was dressed to do like a comedy segment. Like I would have. Somebody had to have had something. They could have went somewhere like down the street to wherever. I'm sure
there was a Men's Warehouse right around the corner.
Yeah, I don't remember what their slogan was.
Damn it, Sean, there's no time.
So as soon as the bell rings, Triple H just goes for the ref for a distraction. X-Pac gets a chair, begins beating down on Kane's leg, trying to cut the big man down.
Very smart.
We have multiple kicks to Kane. Low blow.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses.
What?
The referee didn't see what happened just now, right?
No.
But the owner and the commissioner bear witness to the chair being used.
Well, Vince references it. Vince goes,
yes.
I see this isn't starting off into a fair fight. It's cheating already. Like, you could call them in. You literally said on Rock Bottom a week before, I want you to call a DQ for any reason to the ref.
Any small little thing.
Yeah. Well, like I said during the Rock Bottom review, Vince is somebody who, yes, he's the owner, but he can't control the rules. Like, he doesn't control what happens within a match. Like, during a match, the end all be all authority figure is the ref. And that's
Okay.
why you have heel refs. Because
But,
Mhm.
big old but right here. Shawn Michaels was front row center on the apron. He saw it happen. He could have jumped in and went, wait, stop. The match is stopped. Somebody get this guy a doctor. Are you okay, Kane? He's fine. Okay, restart the match.
no.
Oh, they can't do that because there's only 3 minutes.
The
left.
ref is in charge. The ref didn't see it, Jose. You're not understanding this. The ref didn't see it, so it
But
didn't
it's commissioner.
happen. No,
Commissioner.
it's
Okay,
like
okay.
it's like when Toriano does something illegal in New Japan. All the cameras go out except for the one we're seeing on TV. No, I know exactly what you mean. That's just applying too much logic, though.
Yeah.
I would have liked, but Vince was very calm about it. Well, cheating already.
It happens.
X-Pac, yes, he's cheating. We have a low blow to an X Factor to Kane, followed by a kick out. Kane then catches X-Pac while coming off the top rope for a choke slam. He gets the pin and the win. I did enjoy the story of this match. I will say that. It was decent. After the match, Vince, Shane, HBK instruct Kane to beat down on X-Pac some more. DX, they come out for the save, and everybody brawls.
2 weeks in a row, DX has been coming out very slowly to the ring. They haven't been making
Well, Triple H is getting new pants made, I think.
they're not making enthusiastic effort to come and make a save because they let Mick drown last week and they're letting X-Pac drown this week.
I sometimes get a feeling that like Billy Gunn doesn't get along with a lot of the people he works with. I don't know why. I just get this weird feeling that like, because he was wearing exactly like he looked like $1 million when he ran out here because he was wearing like a leather jacket,
Heavy
he had some
leather, too.
jeans, and he came out. He looked really good. And for a second, I was like, he looks better than Triple H right here. I wonder if like even though they were friends, if he gave him a little like not a burial, but like like he dug a little hole and he tripped him up here and there.
Yeah, well, I think Billy Gunn is a few years his
Senior.
It's his senior, yeah, and he's also part of a wrestling family, correct?
I believe so, yes. Well, now he is. I mean, his kids are wrestling, so.
Yeah, but I think like his dad wrestled.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, if he's multi-generational, then they definitely feel like they've been in the business since they were 5. And he might have felt like he carried, more weight than Triple H did and didn't appreciate the fact that he's, 4th in line in the DX food chain.
Wow, do you know what his real name is?
Jeffrey Lasardo.
Monty Sop.
Oh my God.
Billy Gunn's real name is Monty.
Can you imagine backstage? Only his close friends call him Monty, right?
He's married to Paula Sop in 2009, trained by Jerry Gray. Yeah, I can't find his father.
Oh,
I was
maybe
trying
not.
Oh well. After he was a professional bull rider. What?
Huh.
He's part of the Smoking Guns.
Maybe that's why I thought he was second generation because this is his second life in wrestling.
Yes, it is. And now he's on to his 4th or 5th now.
Yeah. And you know what? You got to give the guy some props, man.
Part of the Gun Club, the fucking stable that is stolen something from every other stable. Like they stole the logo from Undisputed Era. They stole the club thing from Bullet Club. I don't know how.
The gun thing is pretty similar to Bullet Club too.
Yeah, Gun Club, Bullet Club. Like, come on.
Yeah, your derivative.
All right.
There's the internet. People know what's going on in Japan nowadays.
yeah, exactly. Well, I think that about does it here for us here today and for this year.
Aw.
The next time we will be back, we'll be back here for the City Wrestling Radio Awards today Sunday, December 27th, 5 p.m. premiering on YouTube. Guys, check it out. Watch live. Chat with us. Because we'll all be there. Maybe not in the chat, but I'll try to be there. I'm hosting, so
yeah, you better be there. God damn it! I'm not hosting this in my life.
like I said,
you're Corey Smith.
Special guest appearances, awards galore, and
Michael Vergara here. How's everybody doing?
Whoa, Michael! He's made his return.
Hey, everybody!
What was that puppet show that was like on like MTV or something with sock puppets?
Oh,
Where
I
they
know what
turn
you're
like
talking
this.
about, but I don't remember.
They're like,
I don't remember the title. I know Crank Anchors.
well, like I
Puppet
said,
show?
that about does it here for us today, tonight, tomorrow, and for the rest of 2020. We will be back next week in 2021 and looking back on, I believe, January 4th, 1999. Sunday Night Heat. I believe, 4th. No, 3rd.
You sure?
January. Yeah, I'm looking at my calendar right now.
Okay, if you got a calendar, I believe you.
So if you guys want to watch along, go watch that episode. January 3rd, 1999 is the next episode of Sunday Night Heat that we will be reviewing.
We should be nice and
Almost
sober
halfway
for you
through.
guys and not hungover at all.
No. Can't promise anything for the CWRs, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty much assuring you I will be having a beverage
All right.
somewhere in this vicinity.
All right. Have a wonderful day. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.